Hey, this is True Slice Concessions. Today we're going to show you how to disassemble Taylor 340 after you've cleaned it, and we're also going to show you how to put it all back together, right? So here we have a Taylor 340 right here. The 430 is also very similar. It's just the 430 has a shorter barrel and the 340 is longer, but you can apply the same principles to both when assembling and disassembling them, right? So if you want to come a little closer here, I'm going to show you how to start, right? So this is the pin, all right? This comes out first. And then you undo your 4 bolts on your door. And then from here, you pull out your face plate, all right? I would always pull this out first, because if you keep it attached, it's very common to have this crack because there's a lot of leverage on it. So I like to separate it out. From here, you would take off your plastic guide, your seals, and all this right here, like this. All right. Keep in mind, these 2 items have a notch when you put it back together. All right. We're going to show you that later down the road and how to put everything back together. All right. So you're going to take a look at here, because this is very important for the positioning of also how to take out the ice crusher right here. This helps you like break off any chunks so that when you open it up, your product will come out more smoothly. So what you're gonna do is, to remove this piece right here, you're gonna first push your plunger up a little bit to expose this up here, all right? So here's the trick. If you have it facing any other way except for up and down, you're gonna have a rough time getting it out. So to show you, if you push it this way, right? If I go like that or pull on this won't come out at all, see? Not coming out. But if I line this up and down, all I gotta do is, and it falls right out, okay? So remember, this is the direction you wanna go in. If you turn it any other way, it will not go in, all right? Keep that in mind when you're putting it back together as well. After you get that piece off, push your plunger through, pull it through. Remember to check your O-rings and lube them after you clean it if necessary. And that's how you take your faceplate off. Secondly, you take your centerpiece out, this triangle piece right here. Make sure you don't lose this white guide in the back, because it prevents it from bouncing around in there. You want to keep it nice and solid when it's running, so you're not causing damage to the machine. Put that aside. Pull out your beater and your blades. All right. While you're doing this, go ahead and check your blades, all right? You should have like a nice sharp edge, right there, right? It's gonna be pointy, all right? If you're starting to get any weird wear, so there's no longer a triangle, go ahead and, order new blades and replace them when you can. 2 blades. You have your auger out. And your final one is your drive shaft. Same deal, make sure this comes off and make sure, it's nice and bouncy. If this thing is cracked or just not working anymore, you'll get a lot of leakage out of this right here. If you see a lot of mix coming out of here, even when it's running, go ahead and replace this rear seal, all right? So now we got it all apart here. Let's go ahead and put it all back together, okay? So we're gonna start here, right? Put the seal back in, make sure everything is nice and clean. And, you pack a little lube in here so that, it'll be nice and smooth when it goes in. What you do is, there's a square shape here. It's kind of like those games that you put the square to square. So what you do is you put it all the way in and you turn it, and it'll go clunk and lock in, and it'll be locked to the motor in the back. That way it'll actually spin and not just sit there. So put it in, you turn, and it's gonna lock in. All right, if you don't have it locked in properly, your auger will stick out a little bit, and don't try to slam it in or anything. It's not a good idea. You're gonna damage something, and that's not a good time. So next, you're gonna take your auger, right? You're gonna take your blades. You're gonna put them on. I hold up my thumb like this when I turn around. Put this one here. Line up the holes. Put it down, right? And I like to just put that in. And once it's in, it's not gonna fall anywhere. I put the bottom blade down. Put it in. Right. Same deal. You turn until you lock. Like that, all right? Shouldn't move, nice and locked. Then you take this piece, right? So I like to have the hole pointing up and down. That way, when you put it all together, your pin just goes straight in. Your pin is your last piece that you put in. So all you do with the triangle down, it gives you a little more surface to work with. Just turn it all the way in. Oh yeah, don't forget that white piece, all right? Put it in there, guide it into the hole in the back. Go ahead and just let it hang, all right? It's just gonna hang the hole up and down just like that, all right? That's not a problem. Next, you gotta put this thing back together. So, you put your O-ring back on, you know, a little bit of lube on there to make sure, you know, it's nice and slick. Hold to seal. Put this back on. Remember, this little ridge right here goes towards like that. If you flip it around, your auger is not going to fit over that ridge, okay? So there's only one way. We're going to try to make this easy for you. Boom, like that. All right. Next, remember that thing we talked about with the up and down? Watch. So make sure you have your O-rings all put it in there, nice and fresh. You lube them up, put them in, all right? I like to guide it in like that, up and down, so that, right here, up and down like that, so that the piece will fit in, right? Let me show you. If I turn it anywhere like this piece right here will not go in. Doesn't want to go in, right? But it's just gonna sit there. But right when I turn it up and down, as I turn it, you're gonna watch it drop. Well, you're not gonna see it, but I'm gonna turn it and the piece in the back will drop. Like, see that? And that's when it's up and down. Once you have it in, go ahead and try to line up your hole for your handle down right here. So I moved it, and now this piece will not come out, all right? So that piece stays, you have your hole lined up, okay? Now remember that thing we talked about with the little notch in your handle? So when you put this in, right, you're gonna put the handle in first and drop this on top, okay? If you have it wrong, it's just gonna hit like that. It's not gonna go through. But if you turn it right, it's gonna drop through this notch right here, and it'll lock it in place so your handle won't come out, and this will have no gap. So I'm gonna show you that too. So first what you do is this. Pour your handle in, this drops, okay? So if it's right, I can't pull that out. If it's wrong, you're gonna have a gap like that, because it won't go in. And if you pull this out, this will drop like that. And this won't go back in. So there's an order to it. So this first, be wary of this little notch right here. Put it in, pop, make sure you're good. Won't come out, okay? What you do next is, if you want to get a little closer right here, I will line up the center piece with here, okay? Just like that. And then you line up these holes once it's in, just like that, okay? Go ahead and tighten everything up. Remember, on 430s when you tighten these up, because the 340s are more flat, you can put a little more force on them and be okay without, you know, doing any damage to this. But on the 430s, because there's a little more of a gap, if you tighten them down too much, you could crack the faceplate a little. So just let the O-ring and the lube do its job, and just tie this down so that won't leak out the front. And then the last piece you put on is what you need, this pin right here, okay? 430, 340, either model, this is always the last piece to go in. If you do not have this piece, the machine will not function properly, and it's gonna be a bad time. You're gonna figure out why it's not working, and it's just one simple piece like this, all right? It happens all the time. Stick it through the top, stick it through the hole, because I have everything lined up already. So you see right here, just go straight in, right here, like that. Boom, all right? Make sure it goes like that. That's all it does, okay? Don't lock it in with this thing or anything. Just make sure it just goes back and forth like that. Once you have it all together, you can put some mix in there and get started and making some product, all right? This is Chu, and thank you for checking us out. And check out our website, slicesconcession.com, for more information. Have a great day.